Hi there, this is Dr. Everybody with Project 7. A little late in getting this out because I thought I'd already done it. Sorry about that. So in this case, we're dealing with a file of data, comma separated, and we're going to read that file in and put that data into some lists, and then we're going to do some manipulations with it. So let's take a look at what we have here. Our file, if we look at the small one, it's got a header and then it has a bunch of data. Notice that some of it's from 2011, some of it's from 2013. That becomes more important later on. And all of these are, all the data is separated by commas. So the name of this file is the Medicaid spending small.csv. So let's take a look at that. And if once we open a file, we're going to want to read the file. So let's take a look at reading the file. Takes the file pointer. So as we've done before, we're going to open the file. We're going to read the file using the file pointer that we get from opening it. Right now, I just have it simply opening that file. I'll put the error checking in later on. And let's see how this goes. All right, so it reads through all the data and printed it out. And what I'm going to want to do here is split the lines and you know, just sort of the normal kind of thing. Splitting on commas because it's a comma separated file, and it's got everything we want there. And if I want to look, you know, the year is in the first place and so on. We specify the ones that we want. We want the year, the brand. So we got columns 0, 1, 3, 4, and 5. Going to collect them up, return them in a tuple. And when that works, it will return this list. So after this point, data in fact will equal that list. All right, and so if I run this file and then now I look at what data is, it's a list of all that information, and we can take a look at some of the other functions. Like for example, you know, this get year function. So it takes two arguments, a year and the data, which is the list of stuff that we got out of read data, and returns a sorted list of tuples with all the medications covered in that particular year. So let's take a look at that function. And so when we call that, it's going to return the it takes a year in the data, so that means we better give it a year. Let's give it the year, year having a value of 2011. And what do we do? Well, we're going to go through all the data. Just like we do with any other list, we start with an empty list. We go through the data. You know, what's in the data? We have a bunch of tuples. I'll call it tup. First of all, I will go and I'm going to comment these out because I'm not using them anymore. We'll just clutter things up here. And so here it is. I just went and printed all the tuples. Nothing exciting there. But what do we want to do is I'm interested in the ones where tup 0, which is a year and it's an int, if that equals year, which is also an int, let's print just those tuples. And notice when I printed all the tuples, there was a 2013 there. And now if I check for years, we see that all we get are ones with 2011. And what you want to do is, at this point, you want to append onto the list that you have, and then you sort the list, and then you return the list. And so you go through, and you know, every one of these is, you know, adds a little bit of complexity to this. Like when we have the top 10 lists, what you end up with is you know, what you're going to do is you're going to return 2 lists, and this is so that we can print later on. And one is a list of the brand names, and the other list is the values for those. And so you're going to have to, you know, you're going to return 2 lists there. We can go down and take a look at that. Here's the top 10, and so you see there's 2 lists returned here. One is the drug names, and the other is the values for each of those. So the way that is like the first drug name is associated with the first value, second drug name is associated with the second value, and so on. And we set it up that way so that you can, in fact, that's how you're going to plot things later on. So if you get this data right, then your plot will work. After that, it's all formatting things. So that one's a little tricky because you got to get the 2 lists sorted together, and then I give you a hint there on how to do it. Sort the whole list in reverse order, slice off the top 10, and then create your 2 lists. And that way you keep the drug associated with the value. And then we have a display thing, how to display it out. Of course, we have a main function, and so on. And then we include a plotting. And if your top 10 came out right, then the plotting will come out right. And I just threw a little thing in there. Yeah, you know that get year list. You actually can write a readable one with that. So that gives you a little bit of a start on this. Good luck.